Hello, what's up? All right, we are. Okay, hold on. Give me a minute. I am back. I wasn't prepared today. I wasn't prepared today. We are stealing some colors from other artists. All right, we are gonna steal some colors from other artists. Give me a minute. Let me put down my Pinterest. All right, gonna hide the stream elements. All right, so yeah. All right, give me a minute. Let me open up chat. All right, here we go. I hope the thumbnail kind of like brings in more people. All right, so hold on. I will share this on my Discord. Give me a minute. All right, give me a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me share this. All right, so everyone messages me when I'm like online, like on stream nowadays. Everyone on Discord is like when I'm like messaging me when I'm like on stream. God damn. All right, I think I have shared it on Discord. So yeah, I will just close my Discord and then we can begin. Okay, so yeah, so first and foremost, okay, okay, I wanna say that I'm gonna start my drawing classes soon. Okay, in this month. Okay, I need to make I need to write down what I will be including in my drawing classes. Okay, what I will be teaching in my drawing classes. So they are not just classes, they are mentoring. Okay, and I'm gonna take like $20 per month, okay, for one student. Okay, and yeah, I will be taking these online. Okay, I have asked on my socials and on Discord, and yeah, some people are like willing to join in. Okay, like 2 or 3 people are like willing to join in, but I need to find more people. So yeah, so I will be starting them in this month or the start of the next month. All right, so yeah, so $20 will be the fee. So I was gonna keep like $50 at first, but then I thought $50 might be a bit too high, especially for people in like third world countries like India. Okay, so that's why I kind of like, I don't know, lowered it a bit. Okay, then I lowered it to $25. Okay, but then I thought that $25 is still a bit too high, so I'm like gonna lower it down to like $20 per month. All right, so yeah, and the price kind of like reduces if you buy not the course. Okay, if you buy the mentorship, like 3 monthly, 6 monthly, or yearly. Okay, it gradually kind of like reduces. So for $20 yearly, it's gonna be $240 yearly. Okay, so I will like reduce it to $200. Okay, so in like yearly, so you literally get something like $16 per month if you buy the mentorship like yearly. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna keep like $20 for the mentorship per month, but then if you buy it like 3 months package or 6 months package or an year's package, it kind of like reduces down. All right, so yeah, because people have literally asked me to teach art, so that is why I'm like kind of like serious about it, because I had kind of like been teaching art on like YouTube, but yeah, I kind of like also got some views, but it's like my channel is like not completely blown up. So this is kind of like the, I don't know, one-to-one mentorship. So I will be teaching you drawing as well as color. Okay, and I will be, I don't know, helping you in developing your own freaking style. So yeah, all right, I will be sharing details on my socials and on my Discord and all of the, I don't know, internet. Okay, so yeah, so please be, I don't know, please look out for that. Not be, please look out for that. What am I saying? Okay, so today we are learning colors. All right, we are mostly gonna analyze and study colors. All right, we are not gonna, I don't know, paint colors. But if, I don't know, if you want, I can just pull this image onto Clip Studio Paint and then we can paint. Okay, but then I have to remember to switch my Firefox and Chrome and all this in my OBS. So yeah, that is gonna be a freaking pain, since I do not have like 2 monitors. that is why I'm like gonna, you know, study the colors and shit. Okay, I will be explaining everything don't worry about it too much. We will begin with something simple like this. Okay, very simple like this. All right, so yeah, so hold on, let me think what else do I wanted to say about this. Hello number 3, what's up, hello. We are studying colors. Sorry, we are stealing colors today. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, so I will jot down all of the points for the course tomorrow. Okay, so I have like asked some people, so I was like waiting for confirmation if people want to learn drawing or something. Okay, mostly it's on color, because I have seen a lot of people, okay, a lot of artists, even like freaking professional artists, like struggle with color. Okay, like not the top tier ones, who kind of like work in like big companies like Riot and whatnot. Okay, they don't struggle a lot with colors, but I have seen like most artists, like 80% artists struggle with color. Okay, and the only artists who are like good at color are like visual development artists and the watercolor artists and the oil paint artists and the gouache artists. That's it. People working in the industry are like freaking struggling with colors. They do not know how to color. So that's why there is gonna be this mentorship. Okay, I will be mentoring you one-on-one, not only on color but also the drawing kind of like fundamentals. Okay, so we will be starting from like ground up. Okay, so don't worry about it. And it's gonna be freaking very cheap at like $20 a month. It's gonna be very cheap. Like nobody freaking teaches you in like $20 a month, and I will probably mostly keep it like at $20 a month for I don't know till when. Okay, because I'm kind of like so the money, I'm like taking the money just so that you can take it like seriously. Okay, just because like I'm like spending my time with you. Okay, that is I don't know, the minimum kind of like requirement. Okay, I'm not gonna take the money for like imparting knowledge onto you. You can ask me anything. Okay, you can question me anything, and I will definitely answer. I will not hold out any information. Like I will not gatekeep any information under money. Okay, so yeah. So this is the reason why I want to do this. This is the reason why I'm like serious about it. I'm like freaking serious about it. This is the reason why I'm serious about it. So yeah, I was thinking that I should not do this because I'm literally freaking nobody. I don't freaking have a job or anything. Okay, so I'm literally nobody, but I am good in color and also somewhat like in drawing as well. So I was like, all right, let's try this. Because people are willing to learn, then I will definitely try this. If people are willing to learn, then I will definitely teach them. All right, whatever. I will share details about this on everywhere, on my Discord, YouTube, and all of my socials. So look out for that in like 1 or 2 days. So mostly I will share it kind of like tomorrow only. So yeah, look out for that. We will see. And I will mostly start it in this month as well. Okay, I will keep this month as free. Okay, because it's almost like a half month. Almost we are like at the half month. So I will keep this month as free. Let's see. I don't know how people you know, let people see if there is any, I don't know, anything that you can get from this, anything that they can get. I don't know. Jesus, I can't even freaking talk. Okay, any value that they can get from this, from my mentorship. So yeah, we will see how it goes. I am pretty sure that, I don't know, most people will leave after the free kind of like sessions. So yeah, we will see about it. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm freaking pretty sure about that. Okay, this is kind of like a horror. It really seems like a horror scene. Jesus Christ, look at this. Yeah, look at all of the spider webs and shit. Oh, I have already saved it. Jesus, I'm gonna save it again in horror. Yeah, this is also horror. Look at this. Okay, we are gonna start with this one, this one or this one. Okay, I'm gonna explain the colors. Okay, we are analyzing the colors of like random artists. I do not know any of these artists. So yeah, here there is like Sarah, but I do not know if like she has done this. Okay, so yeah, we are gonna choose. Sorry, I'm gonna explain to you guys about how these colors are used, how artists use color. We are gonna analyze the color. All right, first one, this one. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Very simple color palette, pink and blues. Okay, pink, teals and blues. Okay, this is not a teal actually, this is a cyan. All right, so pink, cyan and royal or Prussian blue or whatever you want to freaking call it. Okay, and there is a hint of like violet, but that can be mistaken for a gray as well. All right, so yeah, whatever. This is very simple. Okay, so for the light they have used a pink. Okay, a very light colored freaking magenta or a pink. All right, and this is the fog that is over here, and this is, I don't know, even a thicker fog. So this fog, this blue fog, it is light blue or teal colored or cyan colored because the light is kind of like hitting the fog. That is why it's like that. Okay, and this fog, the fog in the background, it's like in front, so it is not, so that is why it is like more darker. All right, so yeah, and the shadow is like a grayish shadow. This is the technique that most artists use, like gray shadows and colorful lights to make the colors, I don't know, pop. Okay, and for the sky, yeah, that's the same color as this, just a bit, I don't know, desaturated. But over here there is a bit of like that pink that is like shining through. So think of colors, okay, think of lighting as colors, just like the light being a lighter value of color, sorry, lighter color. Okay, I'm gonna share this analogy with you. This is a really simple analogy. Okay, so think of colors, sorry, think of lighting. Do not complicate lighting. Okay, think of lighting as colors just being light or dark. Okay, so wherever the light hits an object, that color is going to be light. Okay, and wherever there is a shadow, those colors are going to be dark. Okay, now those colors can be like really freaking dark or really freaking light. Okay, and or those colors can be like the shadow and the light colors can be like really close to each other, not so dark and not so light. Okay, so that is nothing but contrast. Okay, so one can be like very high contrast and the other one can be like very low contrast. So this is a very low contrast painting. Okay, because the values are very close to each other, the color, the light and the shadows are like very close to each other. Okay, so this is not a very high contrast. If this shadows were like really freaking dark and really freaking black, then this would be of a very high contrast. Okay, so keep it simple. Okay, light colors or dark colors, that's it. Okay, you don't even have to, you know, think about that this is a light and this is a shadow. Just light colors or dark colors, that's it, because it gets so freaking complicated. Okay, so that is why I'm like trying to, you know, keep it simple. keep it like understandable for like everyone. All right, next, this one. Okay, this one is like pretty simple. Everything is like in monotone tone. Okay, everything is like in monotonous tone. Over here, this is more of a split complementary. So the magenta, teal and blue. Okay, so that's like a split complementary or a analogous scheme, whatever you want to freaking call it. All right, over here though, this is literally a hold on I gotta save this. Jesus, look at this. Beautiful. This is beautiful. Alright, so over here, this is a monotone, just one color. They have just used one color, and everything else is black. That's it. Nothing more to say. They have illuminated this subject or this guy who is like looking at the dead body or something, or someone lying over here. All right, and they have made the face of the dead body very apparent, so that people know, so that we know that it's a freaking dead body. All right, so that is the color trick that they're using. This is storytelling using color. Okay, this is like, this illustration is like they're telling a story through this illustration, through just colors and the composition and the drawing. Okay, they are telling a story through all of this. All right, this is how you tell a story. This is exactly how you tell a story. All right, so yeah, just one color and everything else is like darker. That's it. And we can see the subject is like kind of like horrified in a way. All right, in a way he's like horrified or something. All right, so yeah, the subject is kind of like horrified. So yeah, all right, that's it. This is simple. This is a very, I don't know, cyan. Okay, it's not a teal, it's a cyan color, by the way. It looks like a green because cyan is like very close to the green, so it kind of like looks like a green. All right, this one also, they are telling a story that this woman is like crazy by I don't know, lighting her face up and all of that shit. All right, and the other people are kind of like looking at you. So we are looking at the woman, okay, and the other people are like kind of like her supporters, or I don't know, some sort of like group or something. And this woman is like crazy, like they are trying to abduct you, or they are trying to, I don't know, question you or something. Okay, something like that. All right, so yeah, this is the storytelling. And the red light, I don't know, it kind of like it kind of like indicates that this woman is dangerous. And the blue or the white light, okay, this cyan kind of like light, it's just to complement the red. All right, they could have used red instead of the cyan, and that could have also worked. Okay, making the whole freaking scene into a freaking danger zone. All right, that could have freaking worked. But this is kind of like more effective because the cyan kind of like acts like a white color. All right, so yeah, this is more effective in my opinion. Oh, look at this, this is also beautiful. I gotta save this shit. Yeah, red, magenta. Okay, so this is a analogous scheme. Okay, so red, magenta and violet. Okay, very analogous scheme, red, magenta and violet. And this is like she's like, I don't know, lit. So this red is like very dark. Okay, very dark in color, and she's like lit. by the violets and the magentas. So yeah, and this red kind of like indicate, I don't know what these are, but these look like freaking eyeballs and some flowers and shit. Okay, some kind of like fungus and shit. So this is almost like a horror freaking scene. Okay, so yeah, she looks like a freaking horror character. She does not have any highlights in the eye. Highlights in the eye. She does not have any highlights in the eye, so that means that she's like dead or something. I don't know, or she's a ghost or something. So very, very cool kind of like design. I'm gonna save this in like horror. Alright, so yeah, let's move away from these and check out like some different kind of like styles and paintings. Yeah, this one. Alright, I'm gonna check out this one. We're gonna check out this one. Checka. Alright, now this is a hold on, give me a minute, I'll be right back, give me a minute. Alright, just a minute. Alright, sorry. Alright, so this is a technique that most professional artists use. Alright, so this is a technique that most professional artists use. Okay, so this is actually a royal blue or a cyan. Okay, the blue, that the shadows that you're seeing over here, this is a royal blue or a cyan, and this is a gray or a yellow, sorry, not yellow, or a red kind of like color. Okay, very desaturated one and very light color. Okay, so but this does not look like a freaking gray. Instead, this light, sorry, this shadow looks like a freaking gray. Okay, because normally blues look like gray. Okay, and the lights kind of like look like yellow or I don't know, red or some other color. Okay, so that is why this is a very desaturated cyan, so it looks like a freaking gray. Okay, and this is a very saturated cyan, blue. Okay, so that's why it looks like a blue. Okay, so they so to add the kind of like a darker value, they have kind of like desaturated this one. All right, so yeah, this is a technique that most professional artists use. Okay, this is a very beautiful technique. They use grays for the shadows, okay, and the colors for the lights. Okay, so this is a very desaturated reddish light, because her entire kind of like frock or outfit is like very white, so this is a very desaturated gray white. But for the mid-tones over here, they have kind of like saturated it a bit to make the colors pop. Okay, so the only colors that you're seeing which are like popping is her lipstick color, her mid-tone, the light mid-tone color over here, and this hair color over here. That's it. These are the only colors that are popping. Everything else is like almost like very desaturated and muted. All right, and this is also shadow over here. So this is not a half tone, this is a freaking shadow. Okay, a shadow under your kind of like sleeve. Okay, they have kind of like made it a bit vibrant. All right, and that works perfectly. This is a very useful, sorry, very good technique that most artists, even over here in the ear over here. Okay, so this is subsurface scattering in the ear. So the orange that you see over there, okay, the light that you're seeing over there, that is nothing but subsurface scattering. Subsurface scattering is nothing but this. Hold on, I'll show you. Look at this. Look at this. Look in the camera. This is nothing but subsurface scattering. Look at this. Yeah. The red, the orange or red glow that you're seeing in my finger, that is nothing but subsurface scattering. Subsurface scattering is something happens when the light kind of like passes through a translucent object. So our skin is like not completely opaque, it's kind of like translucent, so the light can pass through the skin. Okay, so that is why it appears freaking red. Okay, since we have blood in our skin, that's why it kind of like appears red. If we had kind of like green or blue blood, okay, it would have appeared like cyan or something. Okay, so yeah, this is a very crazy technique and very cool technique that people use. All right, it's fine, Yuri, it's fine. Yes, Gojo, color theory is like very cool. It's fine. Also, hi everyone for coming. We have people today. Maybe that is because of the thumbnail, the crazy ass freaking thumbnail. Hi everyone, hi everyone. We have people today. Okay, what else are we? I wanna, yeah, okay, this one. This is not a photograph. Okay, this is a painting. Of course we are, what am I saying? Oh my god. We are I'm like, I have like over here everything is like a freaking painting. So I'm stupid, sorry. Yep. So this is not a photograph, it's a freaking painting. Okay, so this is a very graphical painting, but the kind of like lighting effect that you're seeing here, it's making all the freaking difference over here. Okay, the blue kind of like foreground, okay, it acts like a freaking shadow. Okay, and then it transitions towards the black, and the red kind of like light or outline, okay, which acts like a highlight, sorry, a rim light, not a highlight, a rim light. Okay, very cool concept, very cool design. Okay, and this blue kind of like color, it also acts like a light against the black that is over here. Okay, so we can, I don't know, we can differentiate that something is like lit in her mouth and the smoke is like coming out of her mouth or something. All right, so yeah, very cool color freaking style. All right, very cool painting style. Look at this. This is also very cool. Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna save the, hold on. I'm gonna save this into lighting. All right, so yeah, okay, I want to talk about this one. Hold on, before I do that, I want to choose a simple one. Simple one. Yeah, okay, this one is different, so I'm gonna explain what is different in this. Hold on, give me a minute. All right, okay, so this is kind of like a very muted palette. The only color that you are kind of like saturated that you're seeing is this lemon color. Okay, but the lemon color is still not as saturated, like not completely saturated. Okay, it's still kind of like very pastely. Okay, these are almost like a pastel colored palette. All right, now how do you achieve this? Okay, this is a very simple palette, just yellows, that's it. Yellows and I don't know, some kind of like oranges, that's it, and the gray shadows and the saturated kind of like lights. All right, that's it. That is the only kind of like yeah. So this is a very simple freaking palette. Okay, these are very simple colors, but how do you achieve this pastel kind of like color? The way you achieve this is by keeping the saturation close to each other. Okay, so we talk about keeping the values close to each other, the whites and blacks close to each other, so that kind of like becomes something like this. Where you go? Hold on. If you keep the values close to each other, hold on, I will show you. I had seen it before. Hold on, give me a minute. Yeah, I will just do this. Where did the, yeah, okay, this one. Okay, so if you keep your values close to each other, you get something like this, something very soft and very, I don't know, very dreamy. Okay, very less contrasty. Okay, but when you keep your saturation close to each other, you get something like this. Okay, you get something like a pastel kind of like color. Okay, so if you kind of like make a painting that is like very desaturated, the whole painting becomes like very muted. Okay, very grayish, very muted. Okay, but when you kind of like go towards the middles, somewhat like one color is like in the middle, then you get this effect. Okay, then you get this freaking effect. Okay, you get this pastel kind of like effect. All right, yeah, this is how you freaking achieve this. This is how you achieve this. All right. All right, what, okay, yeah, I want to talk about this one, these two as well. These are like very different kind of like colors, so I want to talk about it. Yeah, okay, and this one as well. All right, so we saw the pastel example just before this. Okay, in the lemon kind of like photo, but this is exactly the opposite of that. Okay, this is very saturated, but everything else is like in like grays. Okay, so these are like not pastel color, these are like pop, like these colors are freaking popping out, okay, of the screen. So yeah, so this is like very highly saturated. This is like not 50% or 70% saturated. This is like almost like 90 to 100% saturation. So that is why, and the contrast is like high also, so that is why this is like popping off a lot against the background. So yeah. I hope you understand. I hope you understood what I meant. Yeah, I want to talk about these two as well. These two are like very similar. Okay, this is more saturated, and this is kind of like they have like added grays and stuff over here. So yeah, give me a minute. Yeah, I want to talk about this one as well, and this one. Okay, yeah, this one later. All right, I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. I gotta go pee myself. So I'll be right back. Give me like 2 minutes. All right. All right, give me a minute. All right, all right. Okay, for this one, hold on, give me a minute. Oh my god, people are freaking like messaging me on like Discord. Jesus Christ. So I joined a like indie game dev kind of like uh, a Discord server or something. Okay, so yeah, people are just, I don't know, I shared my art stuff over there, and people are just, I don't know, messaging me. Like three people, like two people messaged me for like if they want me to work, like if they are if I'm like willing to work on their game or something, and they are not paying me. So I'm like, whatever, man. If you're not gonna pay me, then I'm not gonna freaking work. Alright. Anyways, so the thing about color, okay, see, color is like very simple. Okay, I'm gonna explain this to you. All right, color is very simple. Okay, think about color as if I chose this color is like light, and if I chose that color, then that color is like dark. Okay, so think about it like that. Okay, do not think about values, or do not think about too much like saturation and stuff. Okay, for a start. Okay, think about that. If I chose this very vibrant or very I don't know, very vibrant color, then this is gonna be a dark. If I chose this very dull color, then that is gonna be freaking light. Okay, or if I chose this very dark color, then that is gonna be dark. Okay, so yeah, something like that. Okay. Okay, or if I chose that light color, then that is gonna be light. So yeah, think of it like that. And every hue has its kind of like own value. Okay, every hue has its own value. So this is what it is. This is how this drawing is done. Okay, these colors are absolutely wacky. This is CMY, literally CMY, cyan, magenta and yellow. Okay, these colors are absolutely freaking wacky. All right, but the way that they have done it is by keeping the values of the colors properly or accurately. Okay, so this kind of like cyan color is like a darker color than this magenta over here. The value of this cyan is slightly darker than this magenta, or almost the same, I don't know, or it's the other way around. Okay, I can't really make it out because it's like very psychedelic. Okay, yeah, but the value of the yellow is sure, yellow and the whites, that is like surely the lightest over here. All right. So yeah, this is very psychedelic. Okay, this is a bad example to teach color to you guys, but yeah, okay, whatever, man. Okay, now this is also the same thing as this one, but the colors are kind of like more grounded. Okay, yeah, blue color used for darker kind of like shadows and things. Okay, and the yellows and the magentas and the cyans, they are used for very light kind of like things. That's it. That is the only freaking difference over here. Okay, so yeah, blue color for the shadows, green color also for the shadows sometimes. Yes, green color also works for the shadows as well. All right, and yellows and slight magenta, not so much magenta, but yellows and oranges, they mostly work for the lights. Okay, the reds and magentas, they are also kind of like middle of the ground or shadowy kind of like color. Yeah, it's the same concept. I will explain this in very kind of like detail in like, I don't know, tomorrow's stream or something. All right, this is kind of like advanced or complicated, so I do not expect you to understand that. Expect like people who are like starting in color to understand that kind of like concept. All right, what did I wanted to cover? Shit. Yeah, this one also I want to explain. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm like choosing what I should explain. What? Okay, this one as well. This the longer we go into this video, the complicated this is like gonna become. So bear with me. And my brain is gonna be fried today. Jesus Christ, my brain is gonna be fried today. Oh my god. Give me a minute, guys, give me a minute. Let me search for that specific I'm gonna start with this. I can't find it. I can't find that specific kind of like color thing. I forgot where I kept it. But I'm gonna explain this. Okay, this one alright, so this one is very simple. Everything is in grays, okay? Everything is in like blues or grays, I don't know, okay? And only the colorful parts are the reds and the pinks. That's it. That is the only difference. And over here, same thing, blues, kind of like a beige color or an orange or a yellow, you can say that, and kind of like a reddish for the skin color. Alright, so yeah. So there is also blues, reddish for the skin, red of course, okay, and there is also beige, so it's kind of like a split complementary. Yeah. Yeah, but everything that you're seeing over here, it's in like grays, and the only kind of like things, the colorful things are in the reds. Yeah, very cool kind of like color concept. Absolutely freaking love it. Even the shadow, her shadow over here, it's in like gray. So this is a technique that most artists use. It's very effective. So yeah, very cool kind of like color thing. Very cool technique. This is a very simple one. Don't worry about it too much. The trick over here is like controlling the value. So yeah, this is a very lighter gray or a light value or almost like a white, and then this is a very darker gray, and everything else is like the middle ground gray or something. Okay, so that is the trick over there, is to control the values of all of the objects over here. If you do not do that, then it's gonna get, oh shit, no, it's gonna get really dirty really fast. Okay, and this is a very lightish kind of like gray over here on the top. All right, because as you go away from the camera, everything becomes like light because of the atmospheric perspective. Everything becomes blue and everything becomes like very lightish because of the atmospheric perspective. So yeah. All right, where was I? Hold on. So what was the last one? Okay, this one. All right, this one was the last one. Sorry. Okay, this one is the same thing as this one. All right, this one is the same thing as this one. Okay, just it's just that the colors are kind of like, the background is like more grounded to reality. Okay, it's not wacky. Okay, it's not psychedelic. Like the background is like almost like a white. So yeah, it's like more freaking grounded to reality. Okay, the shadows are very colorful. Okay, almost like a very saturated Prussian blue, then cyan, and then teal. Okay, and of course these are also very colorful. Okay, and this cyan over here that you're seeing, this acts like an ambient light, because it is a lighter kind of like color than the very darker blue, so it acts like ambient light. Instead of the white, they have used cyan. So that is that, and that happens in real life as well. Okay, so in art you have to exaggerate everything, including the colors. So that is why this looks cool. This is a very good technique. I often kind of like use this technique. All right, this is done. Okay, yeah, this is also a simple one to explain. I'm gonna keep the complicated ones later. All right, for the end. For the freaking end. All right, so yeah, this is a very simple one. Okay, so everything else is like blue over here, cyan. Okay, blue, violet, and cyan. Okay, blue, violet, and cyan. So it's like all of the shit is like in like blues. Okay, so yeah, because everything like the scene is like colored in like blue. Everything is like the lighting is in like blue. So yeah, they have used a very blue light for the hair, for the light on the hair. Okay, against a very grayish black, or I don't know. Okay, a grayish blue. Okay, which works beautifully because that blue acts like a light and the black acts like a shadow. All right, that's it. That is the trick. That is the trick. Right? Yeah. So even over here the artist is doing the same thing. The shadows are in gray and the lights are very saturated or colored. Okay, same thing as I mentioned before. Shadows very grayish shadows, and the lights are very saturated. Yeah, this is a very cool technique that most artists use, most professional artists use this. It looks aesthetically very beautiful and colorful. All right, you can of course keep the shadows like very colorful. Jesus Christ, this mosquito, oh my god. Okay, he died. I have killed so many freaking mosquitoes, oh my god. All right, so you can of course make everything colorful. So something like, hold on, let me find it. Yeah, something like this. All right, you can make everything colorful as well. Let me find it. Hold on. Or something like this. All right, but this works much better because it creates kind of like that very old fashioned film kind of like effect, which like everyone likes. Like not in every freaking painting or every freaking photograph, but yeah, this kind of like photograph, this almost looks like a very old scene, like old school going girls kind of like scene. So it looks absolutely freaking beautiful, that old kind of like filter. Yeah, that is the trick. So everything in light is in very saturated colors. Okay, and everything is in shadow is like very dark gray kind of like color, and for the skin it's like a single pass of color, that's it. And just a bit of like this skylight coming from over here, blue skylight, and the red kind of like cheeks. That's it. No shadows on the skin, except for maybe in the ear area. That's it. Yeah, this is very beautiful. Okay, I probably cannot explain this because this is kind of like complicated. Hold on, I'm gonna explain some simple stuff. Okay, these are two together. Okay, this one and this one is almost the same. Okay, so this is basically playing with vibrating colors. Okay, this is basically playing with opposite kind of like color. All right, so this is the opposite of what we saw just now. Hold on, let me pull that up like real quick. Hold on, where did it go? Where did that go? Jesus. Oh my god, where did that go? Hold on, let me find it, or let me find a different one. Oh my god, hold on. Okay. Yeah, I want to cover this one as well. Hold on. Oh, this one as well. Yes, this one is almost as similar as like I mentioned before. Oh my god, where did that shit go? I cannot seem to find it now. Yeah, you can't find it. Whenever you want it, you won't find it. That is the way of life, unfortunately. Whenever we want it, we cannot find it. Yeah, I can't find it. I can't find it. I had saved that before, but now I can't find it. I might have like kind of like moved past that. God damn. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, over here, that's it. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is all right. So this is the reverse of this. Okay, so over here everything that is in light is very saturated. Okay, everything that is in light is very saturated, and everything that is in the shadow, it is like very desaturated or a grayish kind of like tone. Okay, but over here the opposite is true. Everything that is in light in shadow is very saturated, but everything that is in light is very grayish or desaturated or bluish. Okay, since blues are normally kind of like classified as grays. Okay, oh wait. Yeah, the streams cover is freaking crazy. I purposely chose that because we are freaking stealing other artists' color. I purposely chose that. That was the first kind of like thumbnail for my gaming channel. Okay, on my YouTube, my first gaming video. The streams cover is like crazy. All right. So yeah, everything that is in light is in grays, and everything that is in shadow is like very saturated. Okay, this is something called as color vibration. Same goes for this. This is also color vibration. Okay, but color vibration can also occur when two complementary colors, okay, are kind of like acting like in shadows, acting like shadows or highlights. Okay, so where did that go? Something like this. Yes, something like this. So over here, as you can see, like this artist has given us everything, the colors and shit. Okay, so this egg omelette is just orange and white, but they have chosen various different colors to make the omelette like very colorful and pop out. Okay, so this is what is called as freaking color vibration. Okay, you are choosing various different colors of the same value, okay, keeping the values same. Okay, so the white part is gonna remain the same. All right, the value of the white part is gonna remain the same as the reference, but the colors are only freaking gonna change. All right, same goes for the orange kind of like part as well. So this is how you change colors. So if you look at the freaking value over here, it's not exactly the same because the colors are of course changing. Okay, but this is like more freaking colorful and more exciting. All right, so yeah, the core values, the main kind of like orange part is like darker than the rest of it, so that is achieved. So yeah, this is how you freaking do the colors. This is how you do colors. This is called as color vibration. You choose various different colors of the same value, okay, various different hues of the same value. All right, and then you start painting like crazy, but not too many. Okay, so over here you can see like this is like an RGB color scheme or an OGB color scheme, like an orange, blue and green. Okay, so it's mostly RGB, not a OGB. Okay, so this is just a RGB color scheme, so they are like not going away from like 3 or 4 colors, okay, or 2 or 3 colors. Okay, so they are not adding more than that. Okay, so you gotta freaking remember that part. All right, so yeah, this is done. So yeah, this is the same thing as this one. Okay, this is more complicated than this. This is a very simple example. Okay, so yeah, this is called as freaking color vibration. Okay, over here though, hold on, before, yeah, I gotta talk about these later. All right, I'm gonna kind of like talk about this one like very quickly. All right, very quickly. Okay, this is everything in like grays. Okay, everything over here you see is in grays. Okay, this is like the values are like very close to each other, so the blue is like very close to each other, and everything is like is in like freaking gray. It's like a washed out kind of like a film effect for this one. Okay, so yeah, shadows very saturated, lights very desaturated or almost like a white color. Okay, yeah, that's it. And the shadows over here are gray. Some shadows are like very saturated, like the hair shadow is like very saturated. The shirt and the frock shadows very saturated. Okay, and over here this is like a mixture of the gray shadows and very desaturated like gray highlights, and the saturated shadows and the saturated highlights. So yeah, this is like a mixture of that. So over here the lights are very saturated but the shadows are very desaturated. So yeah, this is almost like a mixture of that. And in the robot over there, the half tones are very saturated, or the shadows are very saturated. But over here it kind of like dips down towards the blue. This is a very complicated painting, which I'm also confused about this. So this is kind of like a complicated color scheme, but it works because of the values, because the values are kind of like consistent. The values kind of like separate the background, the middle object, and the foreground characters, I mean, from like each other. So yeah. Anyways, let's not ponder about this one. This one is like complicated. That one was like complicated. All right. So this one, okay, hold on. Before I move on to this is a very difficult one. Yeah, this one is like very simple. Very simple. This is very simple. Also, hello people on Twitter and YouTube as well. There are lots of people today. Thank you for joining in. Okay, so this one is very simple. So the way you do it is like I told you at the start of the stream, think of colors as, think of light as something like a lighter color or a darker color. That's it. Do not think of light as a value or a saturation or something like that. Okay, think of light as a very lighter color or a very darker color. That's it. So the background color is like very dark, but this glass color, this milkshake or whatever glass color, it's like very light. Okay, and that is the reason why this is glowing. This appears to be glowing, but it is actually not. Okay, when you color this, it does not appear to be glowing. It is not actually glowing. The reason why this is glowing, because the color over here is a lighter color, okay, and the background is like very dark. That is the only reason why this happens. Okay, think of it like that. Do not think of it as if it is like glowing. Do not think of it like that, because that gets freaking complicated then. Okay, same goes over here as well. Okay, everything else is dark except for this screen over here, except for this Instagram screen over here. That's it. The Instagram screen is like very light color, so that is why it appears to be freaking glowing. Alright, think of it like that. Think of it like that. Alright, this is also a very kind of like different painting. There is a lot of freaking color vibration over here, a lot of freaking texture and color vibrations over here. So look at this. This is, yeah, look at this. Look at all of these freaking color, freaking like different colors. Okay, the tongue is like almost like a red or a peach color, and the shadow of the tongue is like almost like a violet color. So yeah, very cool kind of like color scheme. Also the texture, the half tone kind of like texture over here, it almost like makes the color kind of like blend, but also kind of like gives a very hard kind of like shadow. So yeah, over here this kind of like blue, lighter blue, is like making it appear as if the light is like some kind of like light is like shining from below. So yeah, very cool design. This is a very simple one. I almost like when I first like saw this, I thought that this is like a very complicated color scheme, but now that I freaking understand colors, this is not at all complicated. This is not at all complicated. All right, this one. Okay, so this is, oh my god, this is, I forgot the name of this. This is kind of like fluorescent colors or something. Hold on. Yeah, we will call this fluorescent color. Jesus Christ, I forgot the actual name. There is a name for this one. I forgot the name for this one. These are fluorescent colors though. The sheen. Oh frick, I forgot the name. God damn, I forgot the name of this. This kind of like fabric. I forgot the name of that fabric. Jesus. Oh my god, I forgot the name of the fabric. Whatever, man. Okay, so this kind of like fluorescent hue, or hold on, I'm gonna search, I'm gonna cross search on Google. Jesus, I freaking forgot the name of the fabric. Hold on, I'm gonna freaking cross search on Google. Where is the lens? Yeah, holographic. Yeah, holographic color. What is this fabric called? Yeah, iridescent color or holographic color. Alright, holographic textile fabrics. Alright, yeah, got it. Holographic or iridescent. Alright, so iridescent or holographic colors. Okay, these are kind of like tricky to do. Okay, but this is like very similar to metal. Okay, like similar to painting metal. Okay, so this almost like this is like almost like a metal, but it has all of the colors, all of the rainbow colors. Okay, so yeah, that is what makes it like very holographic. Okay, and wherever there are like freaking creases, so for example, hold on, I don't have anything with a crease. Okay, this one, no, not this one. Hold on. So yeah, wherever there are like creases or corners, okay, that is gonna appear as a complete white color. Okay, look at this. Okay, so wherever there is a corner or a crease, that is gonna be very light or very white. Okay, so yeah, this is very complicated, and the best way to do this is like using a reference. Okay, so yeah, and the light over here, okay, these are the freaking caustics over here. Look at this. These are the caustic. Caustic is an effect which transparent objects, which happens when kind of like light passes through transparent objects. Okay, and then the rays of the light fall onto the other object. Okay, so these are called as freaking caustics. This is caustic. All right, so yeah, this is very difficult to do, so it's best to use a freaking reference. I cannot explain this, even I cannot, you know, do something like this. I have like never done this before. Okay, this is simple. So this translucent kind of like thing is like difficult, but this is kind of like slightly more simpler than this one. Okay, this is still difficult because everything is like very unpredictable while like painting iridescent stuff. All right, so but the thing about iridescent stuff is like whenever there is a light, whenever an object is like closer to the light, it is gonna be filled in with the lighter kind of like colors. Okay, so cyan, yellow, and all that kind of like shit. Okay, but if something is in shadow, then it's gonna be covered by these violets, blues, magentas, reds, and something like that. All right, so yeah, so that is the trick to this. All right, yeah, this is very difficult to kind of like explain and do. Okay, so it's best if you just use a reference, just use a real life or a painted reference or something, I don't know. What? Chin tapak tum tum. Chin tapak tum tum. Bro soldier, what the frick, bro? Chin tapak tum tum. Alright, last but not the least, alright. Oh yeah, I wanna cover a kind of like translucent object. Hold on, let me find it. That is probably the last thing that I kind of like wanna cover. Hold on. Maybe this one. Oh god. Yeah, this one, alright. This one. Let me find more. Not these two. Chintapak tum tum. Okay, yeah, this one. Alright, here we go. This is a very good example. Okay, not this one. Yeah, okay. While painting translucent objects, okay, always freaking remember that the outline is gonna be brighter than what is like inside. Okay, unless like some object is like behind. So for example, this table is like behind this object, so this is like almost the same value as the outline, but that is fine. Okay, but over here you can see over here the outline is kind of like lighter than the body or the foreground or the inside of the object. Okay, now why is that happening? Okay, this is something called as Fresnel. All right, this happens with every freaking object. All right, every shiny object, mostly shiny object. Okay, but still every freaking object this happens with. All right, so I'm gonna show you a real life example of Fresnel happening. Look at this. Okay, this is my phone. Okay, this is my phone. All right, this is my phone. Okay, now you can see the screen is like completely black. Okay, almost like completely black. Okay, but when I kind of like make the screen like this, okay, look at this. Look at what is happening over here. This thing, the light is kind of like bouncing off. This light is like bouncing off the wall over here and then hitting it over here. Okay, so that is kind of like a ambient light, yes, but this is also can be considered as a Fresnel. All right, this is also a Fresnel. Okay, when the object kind of like curves. Okay, so in this example over here, this object is like, this glass is like curving. Okay, the light is gonna curve around the object, okay, and then hit over here. Okay, that is something called as Fresnel. It is like kind of like complicated to explain, I know, but remember that the sides of the object are gonna be much lighter than the body of the object, unless there is some kind of like lighter object behind the body, like this. All right, so yeah, that is how you do translucent objects. Okay, same goes over here. Look at this. Same goes over here. Look at all of this light. Okay, look at this outline over here. This is the Fresnel that is like happening. Okay, this is the Fresnel effect that is happening, and these are caustics over here. All right, yeah. This, look at this over here, even over here. Look at this part over here. All of this is like the Fresnel effect that is happening. Even over here, this light, this light from whatever this strawberry or whatever the hell this is, okay, it's gonna hit over here. It's gonna curve itself onto the glass, okay, and then gonna hit over here. So that is kind of like acting like a Fresnel. And Fresnel doesn't have to be just a very white light, okay, or a very, I don't know, colored light, okay. It can also happen with like objects, okay, the object light, okay, the object color. So this lemon over here, this lemon kind of like orange color is gonna it's gonna go around the object, around the glass, and then hit over here, saturate over here. All right, that is the Fresnel. Even over here the same thing is happening. Fresnel, F-R-E-S-N-E-L, Fresnel. The S is silent. Alright, the S is freaking silent. Yeah, look at this, iridescent colors. Look at this. These colors are like more grounded. The shadows are in like very the shadows are very gray, and the lights are very saturated. So yeah, iridescent colors. Same goes over here. This is a real life freaking example of iridescent color. Yeah, look at this. I'm gonna save this in like materials. Look at this. I don't know if this is AI generated. Mostly it is, I guess. But yeah, okay. Yeah, even over here, same Fresnel thing happening. The inside is like same Fresnel thing happening. The inside is like darker than the outside, okay. So yeah, same kind of like Fresnel thing is happening, okay. Yep, this is like not completely transparent, but you get my point. All right. So translucent objects, reflective objects, they are very difficult to kind of like do. So yeah, even over here, look at this. This is caustics. This is caustics. This is nothing but freaking caustics, okay. Caustics. Light is kind of like going inside the object and kind of like reflecting onto the surface. So these are nothing but caustics. These are not reflections. Yes, reflections are also present, okay, but these are mostly caustics. The light is like going inside the object, and then the light is like getting reflected inside and then falling onto over here. All right, so that is nothing but caustics. Same over here as well, caustics. This is a glass kind of like orange. So yeah, same thing is happening over here. The light is like coming from over there, from over here, okay, and then going through the objects and then shining it over here. So these are nothing but caustics. All right, now last but not the least, I think I have kind of like explained literally every kind of like lighting and color shit in this video. All right. Alright, so this is very exciting kind of like painting. I absolutely love this painting, okay. I'm gonna break it down one by one. The light is very yellowish, okay. The shadow is very bluish. That's it. That is the only thing you gotta remember. And the foxes, especially this fox over here, the color is like almost completely saturated. If you pick this color, I am pretty 100% sure that it is almost like around 100% saturation and full bright color. All right. Now this is, if you check the value of this is almost like a, hold on, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save this image and I'm gonna show you guys what this is and how this is painted. Hold on, this needs analysis. Yeah, look at this. We are at the end, so that is fine, I guess. All right. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so this is a lighter color. All right, I'm gonna pick it over here. Okay, and this is a very darker color. All right, very dark, kind of like blue. Okay, this is not actually a dark blue. If you look at the color wheel over here, it's like very light, but the value of the blue and the orange or the skin color is what makes the difference between light and shadow. All right, and everything else is like more kind of like darker over here, but I'm not gonna talk about this because this is like almost like a grayish kind of like tones. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna talk about this one. Even over here, this is like very grounded color. Okay, whatever kind of like works, I guess. Okay, and even this shadow is like very bluish kind of like shadow. All right, so yeah, but these colors are very light, and they appear freaking light because of their higher level of saturation. They appear as if they are like fluorescent. Okay, as if they are like emitting light. Okay, because of their saturation. Okay, so if you see this fox over here, it's like almost a grayish tone, or the same tone as like yeah, almost like a grayish tone when compared to the light over here. All right, this fox, however, it is like very saturated, like 88% saturation and 100% kind of like light. Okay, look at this. It looks so freaking illuminated, or so freaking like very vibrant. Okay, because of that saturation, because of that very high level of like freaking saturation. Okay, but when you convert that into grayscale, okay, the color is almost the same value. Yeah, it's the same value as the shadow. Okay, and it's much darker in the light. Okay, but why does it look as if it's like illuminated? Because of the saturation. This is a coloring trick. Okay, this is a very kind of like advanced coloring trick. Okay, you have to understand colors to understand this. You have to understand how colors work. You have to understand that every color has a different value. So for example, over here, hold on, let me show you what I mean. Every color has a different value. So Jesus, hold on. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna show it over here. Yeah, red, orange, I'm gonna pick each and every color. Jesus Christ, hold on. I'm gonna pick each and every color, just to prove you guys, like every color has a different freaking value. Yeah, that is like back to red. All right. So yeah, look at this. All right. Now if I grayscale this shit, if I freaking grayscale this shit, look at what happens. The values of each and every color is like different, and this is how you play the freaking color game. This is exactly how you play the freaking color game. Alright? This is how you play the color game. By choosing colors of different hues and values, okay, different hues, and applying them to like proper value. So this is an advanced stuff. This is how you play the color game. This is kind of like advanced stuff, which I don't know. It deserves its own freaking video, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make it. I think I covered this in like how to choose good colors, like first or second kind of like video, or second part, I don't know, first or second part. So yeah, but I kind of like wanna choose this, like make this like a dedicated freaking video on this one. So yeah, I will make it. I don't know when, but I will make it. All right. So yeah, this is it, I guess. This is it for the day. All right, so yeah, that's about it, I guess. That's about it. We did a lot of color studying. Okay, if you want, okay, hold on. What the frick is this? Oh shit. Okay, you gotta see this. Hold on, guys. You gotta see this. Look at this. Look at these beautiful freaking colors. Hold on. Woo, look at this. Blue, green, and magenta. Oh my god. Jesus. So beautiful colors over here. Gonna save this in painting styles, techniques. Very beautiful colors over here. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, look at this. Even over here, look at all of this shit. These are so beautiful, man. These are so beautiful. Such beautiful colors. Alright, so if you want all of this shit, just go on my Pinterest. I'm gonna share my Pinterest hold on, in the chat. Okay, just go on my Pinterest and just, I don't know, save my Pinterest. That's it. Alright. Alright, so yeah, that's about it for the stream. I just wanted to kind of like analyze different colors, alright, of different artists. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, thank you for joining in, I guess. Okay, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm like thinking about more videos and stuff, so I'm like thinking about kind of like a lineup of videos what I want to make. Okay, the tutorials and all that shit is like fine. I'm gonna keep doing these live streams and shit. Okay, don't worry about it too much. Okay, so gonna keep these live streams up, but I'm kind of like thinking about the videos of what I should like really freaking make. I don't know, man. We will see about it. Alright, that's about it, I guess. Alright, so yeah, subscribe. Yeah, I'm not gonna make a freaking outro. Jesus Christ, it's getting tiring. Alright, that's about it. Goodbye. See ya.